In the vast world of biology, most creatures adhere to the basic principles of survival. They require food, water, oxygen, and suitable temperatures to live. However, one microscopic animal completely defies these rules. The tardigrade, also known as the water bear, possesses an ability that seems impossible. It can survive in conditions that should kill any living thing. Scientists have frozen it, boiled it, exposed it to space, deprived it of water for decades, and subjected it to lethal radiation. Yet this tiny creature refuses to die. What is a tardigrade? Tardigrades are microscopic, water-dwelling animals, measuring about 0.3 to 0.5 millimeters in length, barely visible to the naked eye. They have a strange yet endearing appearance, with 8 stubby legs ending in tiny claws and a segmented body that resembles a plump caterpillar. Discovered in 1773 by German zoologist Johann August Ephraim Goeze, tardigrades were named water bears because of their lumbering, bear-like movement under a microscope. Despite their small size, tardigrades are one of the most resilient creatures on Earth. They can be found in almost every environment, from deep-sea trenches to the icy glaciers of Antarctica. They thrive in moss, lichen, soil, and even extreme desert conditions. But what truly makes them remarkable is their ability to survive conditions that should be completely inhospitable to life. The impossible abilities of the tardigrade. Tardigrades possess survival mechanisms that no other known animal can match. These abilities seem like something out of science fiction, yet they are real. Number 1. Surviving extreme temperatures. Most animals have a specific temperature range within which they can survive. Humans, for instance, suffer hypothermia at freezing temperatures and heat stroke when it gets too hot. Tardigrades, however, ignore these limitations. They can survive temperatures as low as -328 degrees Fahrenheit or -200 degrees Celsius, cold enough to freeze nitrogen. They can endure 300 degrees Fahrenheit, 150 degrees Celsius, hotter than boiling water. These temperature extremes should destroy their cells, but tardigrades have a trick up their sleeve. They enter a cryptobiosis state, a type of suspended animation, in which they lose almost all their body water and replace it with a sugar called trehalose, which protects their cells from damage. Number 2. Withstanding the vacuum of space. Outer space is one of the most hostile environments known to science. The vacuum causes bodily fluids to boil, radiation bombards anything unprotected, and there is no oxygen to breathe. Yet in 2007, scientists launched tardigrades into open space on the European Space Agency's Photon M3 mission. The results were astonishing. Not only did some tardigrades survive exposure to the vacuum of space, but a few even reproduced upon returning to Earth. In 2019, tardigrades were again sent to space aboard the Israeli lunar lander Bereshit. Even after the spacecraft crashed on the moon, scientists believe the tardigrades might still be alive, dormant in their cryptobiotic state, waiting for conditions to become favorable again. No other animal on Earth has been shown to survive direct exposure to space. Number 3. Tolerating deadly radiation. Radiation is lethal to most living things. A dose of 10 grays is enough to kill a human, while cockroaches, a famously hardy species, can survive up to 100 grays. Tardigrades, however, laugh in the face of radiation. Studies have shown that tardigrades can withstand doses of up to 5,000 grays, which would be instantly fatal to most known animals. Scientists believe they have a special DNA repair mechanism that allows them to fix radiation-induced damage at an astonishing rate. This ability makes them incredibly valuable in biological and medical research. Number 4. Living without water for decades. Water is essential for life. Dehydration kills most organisms quickly, yet tardigrades have developed a method to survive without water for decades. When faced with extreme dryness, they curl into a tiny dried-out ball called a tun and enter an extreme form of cryptobiosis. In this state, they can lose up to 97% of their body's water and remain dormant for years, even decades. When water becomes available again, they rehydrate and come back to life, as if nothing happened. In 2016, scientists revived tardigrades that had been frozen for 30 years, and they returned to normal function. Some experiments suggest they could survive even longer, potentially hundreds of years, if conditions allow. Number 5. Enduring extreme pressure. The deep ocean is one of the most pressure-intense places on Earth. The Mariana Trench, for instance, exerts over 1,000 times the atmospheric pressure of sea level, enough to crush most creatures instantly. Yet tardigrades have been found in these deep-sea environments, completely unfazed. They can also survive pressure extremes in the opposite direction. Scientists have exposed tardigrades to pressures 6,000 times greater than Earth's atmosphere, simulating conditions on distant exoplanets. Once again, the tiny water bears survived. Why do tardigrades have these abilities? The biggest question surrounding tardigrades is why they have such extreme survival traits. Evolution typically tailors organisms to their environments, but tardigrades have abilities that far exceed any natural conditions they would normally face. One theory suggests that these traits are evolutionary leftovers from Earth's most extreme periods, such as massive ice ages, asteroid impacts, and volcanic events. Tardigrades, which have existed for over 500 million years, may have survived mass extinctions by developing extraordinary resilience. Another fascinating theory proposes that tardigrades' abilities might be evidence of panspermia, the idea that life can travel between planets via asteroids or comets. If tardigrades can survive space travel, could similar organisms have seeded life on Earth from another planet? While purely speculative, the idea raises intriguing questions about the origins of life. What can tardigrades teach us? Tardigrades are more than just biological curiosities. They have profound implications for science, medicine, and even space exploration. Tardigrades are more than just fascinating creatures. They hold immense potential for scientific advancements. One of the most exciting areas of research is medical science, particularly in understanding how tardigrades repair their DNA. Their ability to withstand extreme radiation without suffering fatal damage suggests they have an advanced DNA repair mechanism. By studying this process, scientists hope to develop new treatments for radiation exposure, cancer, and aging. If researchers can harness the proteins that protect tardigrade cells, it could lead to breakthroughs in shielding human cells from radiation damage, slowing aging, and even improving cancer therapies. Another groundbreaking area is cryogenics, the study of preserving biological material at extremely low temperatures. Tardigrades enter a cryptobiotic state when exposed to freezing conditions, essentially putting themselves in suspended animation until favorable conditions return. This unique ability has inspired research into whether humans could one day be preserved for long-term space travel. If scientists can replicate the mechanisms that allow tardigrades to survive extreme dehydration and freezing, it could revolutionize the future of deep space missions, enabling humans to reach distant planets by pausing their biological functions. Tardigrades defy what we consider possible for life. They can freeze, boil, dry out, endure radiation, survive space, and withstand crushing pressures. Yet they continue to thrive on Earth. Their existence challenges scientific understanding and raises profound questions about biology, evolution, and the limits of life. These tiny creatures may hold the keys to medical breakthroughs, space exploration, and even the search for extraterrestrial life. The next time you walk through a patch of moss or examine a drop of water under a microscope, remember, you might just be looking at one of nature's most impossible and most extraordinary survivors.